What does it really mean for a hero to find peace? After years of sacrifice, carrying this immense weight for a whole city, can they ever just stop?
It's a huge question, isn't it? And it hangs over so many stories.
Definitely. But few explore it like Christopher Nolan did in The Dark Knight Rises. Welcome to the deep dive. We're the show that takes complex stuff, digs through the sources, and pulls out the key nuggets so you feel genuinely informed without getting buried in information.
Yeah, no overload here, just the good stuff.
Today, we are plunging headfirst into, well, the epic conclusion of an iconic trilogy, The Dark Knight Rises.
A big one.
Absolutely. Our mission, to really unpack its rich story, get into those core themes, redemption, rebirth, legacy, and figure out why this ending feels so definitive, so powerful for Batman's journey.
And we're using some great analysis as our guide here,
Yeah.
looking at how all the pieces fit together, the twists, the character arcs.
And the lasting impact, it really sticks with you.
It really does. And where it starts is fascinating because it immediately unsettles everything you thought you knew after The Dark Knight.
Right. The Gotham we come back to. It's not the city we left.
Not at all. On the surface, it looks like peace is finally broken out. But underneath, something's deeply wrong.
That's the key, isn't it? That underlying tension. So, okay, let's set the scene. 8 years have passed since the Joker. What's Gotham like now?
Well, our sources really emphasize this deceptive calm.
Yeah, there's this thing called the Dent Act, passed in Harvey Dent's name, supposedly honoring him.
Gotham's White Knight.
Exactly. And this act, it's led to, thousands of criminals being locked up, mass incarcerations, basically.
Using Ryko-style laws, yeah.
Yeah.
Swept the streets clean.
So you get this unprecedented era of peace. Crime is way down. Gotham actually feels safe.
For the first time, maybe ever.
But here's the catch, the huge catch you mentioned. This peace, it's all built on a lie.
A massive one.
The whole thing hinges on people believing Batman took the fall for Dent's crimes, for his, rampage.
To preserve Dent's image as that symbol of hope, Batman became the villain, so Dent could remain the hero.
A public secret, almost. Everyone just agrees to believe it for stability's sake.
Which is fragile, to say the least.
And what about Bruce Wayne during all this, our hero?
Oh, Bruce, he's basically vanished. A total recluse, like Howard Hughes in Wayne Manor.
Right. Stuck in this decaying mansion, rarely seen, and the physical toll is obvious.
Yeah, the source material points out he's physically weakened. Needs a cane. Just a shadow of Batman.
But it's more than physical, isn't it? It's the emotional state.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Still completely haunted by the death of Rachel Dawes. The grief is it's paralyzed him.
He can't move on, and he's definitely hung up the Batman mantle. Totally.
He's broken, living in his own prison while the city thrives on the lie he helped create. It's a brutal starting point.
It's brilliant, though. The dramatic irony is immense. We know the truth. Gotham doesn't.
Exactly. And that societal cost. A piece built on deception. It's inherently unstable. Why would Gotham embrace it?
Good question. Why would they?
I think it speaks to this deep, almost desperate need the city has for symbols, for something pure to believe in.
Especially after the Joker, right? And seeing Dent fall apart.
Precisely. The Joker didn't just cause chaos, he psychologically tortured the city.
Right.
And Dent was supposed to be incorruptible. Seeing him break, that shattered their faith in the system, in good versus evil itself.
So facing the truth that Dent became a killer was just too much.
It would have destroyed their last bit of hope, so they collectively chose the comforting story, the lie.
It's a very human thing, maybe. Clinging to narratives that make us feel better, even if they aren't true.
Absolutely. We want simple heroes, clear lines, even if we have to invent them.
So this fake piece, does it make Batman's original sacrifice questionable? Was it noble, or did it set Gotham up?
That's the moral ambiguity, isn't it? His intention was noble, no doubt. Give him a symbol.
But the consequence?
The consequence was that Gotham never really healed, never confronted its own darkness. It just swept it under the rug with the Dent Act.
Creating this false security.
Which makes it incredibly vulnerable. It highlights the burden of being a hero, especially one who has to become the bad guy for the greater good. What kind of peace is that, really?
It's a house of cards.
Exactly, just waiting for a gust of wind. And that wind, well, that wind is Bane. This fragile, dishonest state is the perfect breeding ground for him.
And what an entrance he makes. You called him calculated, and that fits perfectly. He's not just a thug.
Not at all.
So who is this guy, Bane? What's his immediate impact?
Well, the picture we get is of this Brutal mercenary.
Yeah.
Physically terrifying, right? Just huge.
And the mask?
The mask is iconic, not just for show. It delivers pain-suppressing gas, lets him push past normal human limits. He's like this relentless force.
A mix of brains and brawn.
But the physical side is only part of it. The really crucial detail, the thing that connects everything. He was formerly a member of the League of Shadows.
Ah, okay. So not just some random mercenary. He's tied to Araz al Ghul.
Directly tied. Steeped in that same philosophy that Bruce learned, that same vendetta against Gotham.
Which explains his goal. What is he actually trying to do in Gotham?
Simple and terrifying. To fulfill Ra's al Ghul's mission. To destroy Gotham.
So it's ideological, not like the Joker's pure anarchy.
Right, this is a crusade, finishing the job Ra's started. And his methods are chillingly methodical. He doesn't just attack.
No, he infiltrates. Our sources say he manipulates Gotham's elite, gets inside its institutions.
Twists them from within. He meticulously plans an uprising, designed to make the city tear itself apart.
We see that with Daggett, right? The businessman trying to take over Wayne Enterprises.
Yeah, Bane uses Daggett's greed, plays him like a fiddle.
And then just disposes of him, eventually kills him once he's no longer useful.
Cold, utterly ruthless. It shows his precision, his contempt. He's not just smashing things, he's performing surgery. A dark, destructive surgery on Gotham.
That precision really sets him apart from the Joker, doesn't it?
Completely. The Joker wanted to prove everyone was inherently corrupt, push them into chaos. Bane is more like a revolutionary, but with a nihilistic goal.
He wants to dismantle society, not just watch it burn.
Exactly. Break it from the inside. Offer this false hope, this fake liberation before the final blow. His attack on the stock exchange, manipulating the police. It's all part of a grand, calculated plan.
A more insidious version of Ra's al Ghul's plan.
Far more insidious. Ra's attacked from the outside. Bane gets inside. He turns Gotham's own systems, its own people, its own history, like the Dent lie against itself.
Weaponizing the truth.
But for chaos, not justice. It's psychological warfare on a massive scale. Much harder to fight than just a bomb.
And the mask adds to that, right? It's not just functional.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Nolan designed that mask meticulously. It's a visual symbol of his control, his detachment from pain, his unique torment.
Makes him seem less human.
Less a man, more a force.
Huh?
The muffled, distorted voice adds to that dehumanizing effect. He embodies the League's cold, relentless will, and this slow, tightening grip he puts on Gotham. It forces Bruce's hand. He can't stay hidden anymore.
Bane is coming for Batman one way or another.
He has to return.
So what finally pulls Bruce out of his self-imposed exile? It's not just Bane's presence initially, is it?
No, it starts smaller, more personally, with a break-in at Wayne Manor.
Right, by Selina Kyle, Catwoman.
Anne Hathaway's character, a very skilled, very slippery thief.
And she steals his fingerprints. Seems minor, almost.
But for Bruce, the detective, it's a breach. Someone got into his sanctuary. It triggers his old instincts. He has to investigate.
And that investigation leads him towards Bane eventually.
Inevitably. But Selina herself is fascinating here.
Yeah, the descriptions paint her as caught between survival and morality.
She's not good or evil. She's a survivor in Gotham's underworld. Operates in the gray areas.
Which must challenge Bruce's very black and white view of justice.
Definitely. Her pragmatism, her choices driven by self-preservation, it forces him to see the complexities he might have ignored.
And as he starts stepping back into the world, he loses his oldest ally. Alfred leaves.
Oh, that scene is heartbreaking. Alfred, his rock, his father figure. He just can't watch Bruce destroy himself again.
He's fearing Bruce's death.
It's not abandonment. It's a desperate plea for Bruce to choose life, find peace beyond Batman. He can't bear the thought of burying him.
A huge blow. But as Alfred steps back, others step forward. A new support system forms.
It's different, though. He resumes his Batman identity with the help of Lucius Fox, of course. Gotta have the tech.
Fox is always there with the gadgets.
But then there's Detective John Blake, Joseph Gordon-Levitt. He's young, idealistic.
And smart. He deduces Bruce's secret identity.
Which is huge. But he doesn't expose him. He believes in Batman. He believes in the symbol.
So he's a different kind of ally? Represents a new generation, maybe?
I think so. Bruce's struggle to come back is intense. You see why it's so hard for him. The cost is enormous. Physically and emotionally, he knows what it takes.
And Alfred leaving underlines that cost. It affects everyone around him.
Deeply. Alfred fears for Bruce's soul, not just his body. It's about the man being consumed by the mission.
And Selina How does she fit into this return?
She's crucial because she represents that moral ambiguity Bruce has to grapple with now. She's not a villain he can just punch. She forces him to adapt, maybe even compromise. She's a reflection of Gotham's messy reality.
Their dynamic is great. That tension, that grudging respect.
In Blake, he's significant because he believes in the idea of Batman. Him figuring out the secret isn't about Bruce being sloppy. It shows the symbols become powerful enough for someone smart to connect the dots.
He sees Batman as necessary.
Exactly. A symbol of hope, of sacrifice. He represents the future, the possibility that the mantle can live on. These new alliances, Selina's challenge, Blake's faith, they're essential for what comes next. Bruce needs them. He can't be the lone warrior anymore.
Yeah. And the confrontation with Bane, it's devastating, not just a fight.
No, it's a complete dismantling.
Describe that first major showdown. Batman thinks he's ready, tracks Bane down.
Yeah, tracks Bane into the sewers, goes in confident, maybe overconfident.
And then gets demolished.
Utterly. It's not a tactical fight, it's brutal. Bane just overpowers him. Severely defeated, left crippled.
The back break. It's iconic, horrifying, physically shattering him.
And then Bane twists the knife psychologically, reveals that he knows Bruce's identity.
Strips away the mask, the mystique, leaves him completely exposed, broken.
But Bane doesn't kill him. That would be too simple.
Right. He wants to torture him. He takes him to that prison pit.
The same pit where Bane once lived. The ultimate psychological torment. Trapped in the place that created his enemy.
A place supposedly impossible to escape.
And the worst part, he forces Bruce to watch Gotham's destruction from afar on a TV screen.
Oh, God. Just helpless. Watching his city fall apart because of his failure.
While Bane executes his plan back in Gotham, trapping the police underground.
Blowing the bridges, isolating the city completely.
Neutralizing all defenses. And then the masterstroke, revealing the truth about Harvey Dent.
Pulling the rug out from under Gotham's feet. Turning the public against their leaders.
Exactly. Shattering that fragile peace built on the lie, and he frames it as revolution.
Yeah. Declares that Gotham belongs to the people. But it's fake.
It's a complete ruse. Stirring up anarchy, getting the citizens to tear down their own society. All before he detonates the hidden nuclear bomb. It's chillingly effective.
Engineered chaos. A slow death for the city.
That whole sequence, Batman's fall, the pit, Gotham's descent, it's incredibly powerful. The pit isn't just a jail, it's rock bottom.
Both literally and metaphorically.
And forcing Bruce to watch. That's Bane's real weapon. Not just pain, but absolute helplessness, making him feel the weight of his failure in the most agonizing way.
Breaking his spirit.
Completely, showing him powerlessness in a way Batman never experienced.
And Bane's strategy in Gotham. It's genius in a terrifying way.
It is. He doesn't just want to blow it up. He wants to corrupt its soul first. Using the Dent lie isn't about truth. It's about destruction. Destroying trust, making people complicit in their own downfall.
That false liberation is key.
He manipulates their grievances, turns them into a mob under his control. It's masterful, dark manipulation.
That image of Bruce in the pit, broken, watching the TV, it stays with you.
It's the hero's lowest point. And it's absolutely necessary for the story. Without that utter defeat, physical, mental, spiritual comeback, his comeback wouldn't mean nearly as much.
He has to lose everything.
To understand what he's truly fighting for, he has to rebuild himself from nothing, find a new kind of strength born from suffering, not just anger. It sets up the rebirth perfectly.
And that rebirth, that climb out of the pit, it's incredible. How does he do it? How does he recover?
It's a testament to sheer will. He begins to heal physically and mentally. But it's more than just the body knitting back together.
It's the spirit mending, too.
Exactly. He has to shed that grief, that paralysis, and crucially, he finds inspiration.
From the stories, right? Inspired by tales of a child who once escaped the pit.
Yeah, this local legend, a seemingly impossible escape. It becomes this symbol of hope for him, if a child could do it.
Then maybe he can, too. It gives him a mental path out.
And then the physical work begins. He trains relentlessly. We see the montage pushing himself, failing, getting back up. It's brutal.
Driven by watching Gotham suffer.
And the shame of his defeat. He has to earn his way back. And then the escape itself.
The leap.
The leap of faith. It's so symbolic. He makes the climb without the safety rope this time.
Total commitment. No safety net.
It's his spiritual and psychological recovery embodied in one physical act.
Yes.
A rebirth as Batman. He sheds the old fear, the old trauma.
And this whole process takes 5 months.
Yeah, a long, grueling time. Which really emphasizes the depth of his transformation. He didn't just snap out of it. He fought his way back. inch by painful inch.
That leap of faith, it's more than just a jump, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. It's the core of his redemption. He overcomes the physical injury, yes, but more importantly, the mental despair, the helplessness. He has to believe again, believe in himself, believe in the possibility of saving Gotham.
He has to earn it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Endure the lowest point, confront his fears, and find that unbreakable resolve. He comes out of that pit different, forged anew, not driven by vengeance anymore, but by a clearer, purer purpose.
And those stories of the child escaping, they're more than just motivation.
They're fundamentally about hope against impossible odds. That even the smallest, most vulnerable can find a way. It forces Bruce to look inward, find a strength that isn't just muscles, but spirit, conviction.
Hope from within.
Even in the darkest place imaginable,
Yeah.
you see him fail with the rope right. He's still bound by fear then.
What changes for the final leap?
I think he finally stops fearing death and embraces his purpose fully, embraces being the symbol Gotham needs. He lets go of the past, the fear, the doubt, and takes that terrifying step. It's a complete return, ready for the final fight.
And Gotham desperately needs him back. So Batman returns. How does that final act unfold?
Well, he gets back to a Gotham that's basically a war zone under Bane's control. Chaos reigns.
Isolated, desperate.
But his return ignites hope. And this time, he's not alone. He builds that alliance.
Right, with the help of Selina Kyle, who's chosen a side now.
Blake, the believer, Gordon, the steadfast cop, Fox, with the gear, they form a resistance.
It's a team effort this time, an uprising.
Which leads to the big rematch, Batman versus Bane, round 2.
And this time.
This time, Batman wins. Renewed strength, clear purpose. He defeats Bane in a really satisfying fight. Seems like the main threat is neutralized.
It's not over.
Not even close. Then comes the twist, the real mastermind.
Talia al Ghul, Miranda Tate, the businesswoman.
Marion Cotillard.
Yeah.
It's a huge reveal. And her motive, pure vengeance, seeks to avenge her father, Ra's al Ghul.
Bringing it all back to Batman begins, full circle.
And then the final gut punch about the pit. She is the child who escaped the pit, not Bane. He was her protector.
Wow. That changes everything about Bane.
Everything. His strength, his loyalty, it was all for her, born from their shared trauma. He wasn't the monster. He was the devoted shield.
That twist is stunning. It reframes Bane completely.
It really does. He becomes this tragic figure almost, driven by this intense self-sacrifice and loyalty. It adds incredible depth to him and raises questions about vengeance, loyalty, manipulation.
And the League of Shadows. They play the long game.
Masters of it, using even their most powerful agents, exploiting emotional bonds. And it makes the threat cyclical. Bruce defeated Ra's, but his legacy, his hatred for Gotham, just found a new vessel in Talia.
Making it intensely personal for Bruce, he's fighting the consequences of his own past actions.
Exactly. And that reveal scene, it's a masterclass. It makes you rethink everything you've seen. All the little clues suddenly click into place.
It feels earned, not cheap.
Absolutely. And this final personal layer of villainy makes Batman's ultimate choice inevitable. It sets the stage for the sacrifice, tying into that theme of legacy. He has to end Ra's al Ghul's threat for good.
Which leads us to those final, desperate moments. Talia activates the bomb.
Right. She dies in a crash, but not before triggering the bomb's countdown.
Oh.
Gotham's fate hangs in the balance.
And Batman sees only one way out.
Attaches the bomb to the Bat, his aerial vehicle,
And flies it out over the bay, away from the city.
where it detonates, seemingly killing him in the process, the ultimate sacrifice, giving his life to save the city.
Fulfilling the symbol. Becoming the true hero Gotham needed.
And the city mourns him. Gotham mourns Batman, builds statues, remembers him as a savior, not the villain they thought he was for years.
And Bruce Wayne is declared dead too. The end of an era.
Or so it seems.
Until that epilogue, that quiet, hopeful moment in Florence.
Alfred, on vacation, finally taking that trip he always dreamed of for Bruce.
And he looks across the cafe and sees Bruce and Selina alive, sharing a quiet life.
Oh, that moment. Such relief, such earned peace for Bruce. He got out. He found a life beyond the cowl.
His personal victory.
Absolutely. And the legacy continues back in Gotham. The Batcave is left to John Blake,
Whose legal name is revealed.
to be Robin. A fantastic nod suggesting he'll carry the torch. Take up Batman's mantle.
So Gotham is safe. And Bruce Wayne.
Bruce Wayne has finally found peace. It's the perfect earned ending.
That idea of Batman's death, it's more than just him maybe surviving, isn't it?
Definitely. It's the death of the idea that only Bruce Wayne can be Batman. The symbol transcends the man.
It becomes an ideal.
That can inspire others, be embodied by others, like Blake. His sacrifice cements the legend, gives Gotham that pure hero figure they needed, replacing the lie about Dent.
It cleanses the city, allows it to move forward.
And Alfred seeing Bruce and Florence, that's the personal redemption. Alfred's deepest wish fulfilled. Bruce isn't trapped anymore. He's free. He earned that quiet life.
It's not abandoning Gotham, it's the reward.
It completes his personal journey, gives him closure.
And the Robin reveal, that's pure legacy.
It shows the ideal lives on. Blake represents the next generation, carrying the spirit forward, maybe in a new way. Batman isn't one person. It's a symbol of hope. Gotham can now embrace and even produce itself.
It brings everything full circle. Redemption, rebirth, and legacy.
Exactly, the core themes.
So as our sources say, The Dark Knight Rises is fundamentally a story of redemption, rebirth, and legacy. It tracks Batman's journey full circle.
From broken man driven by loss.
To a symbol inspiring hope, even in apparent death. It's a profoundly satisfying arc for the whole trilogy.
And it resonates because we see echoes of our own struggles, right? Bruce's journey from that pit, that place of utter despair. That's redemption, finding strength in the lowest point.
And the pit itself is that literal and metaphorical rebirth.
He emerges fundamentally changed, not just stronger, but more whole. Ready to sacrifice, but also ready to live, eventually.
And the legacy piece, the film argues true heroism isn't just one person fighting forever.
Right, it's about inspiring others. The legacy of Batman isn't just crime fighting, it's the hope he instills. He teaches Gotham and Blake to carry the torch.
So the city doesn't need him in the same way anymore.
The hope is inside them now. If you look back at the Dent Act lie, the pit, Blake's belief, they all feed into this.
The lie shows the danger of false hope. The pit forges true resilience. Blake embodies the future.
Exactly. It all connects. And we connect with it because it speaks to enduring hardship, finding purpose, knowing our actions have impact, even if we're not Batman.
True strength from low points, redemption is possible, and inspiring others matters.
It reminds us heroism isn't just action, it's inspiration.
That's a fantastic way to put it. We've covered so much: Gotham's fake peace, Bane's rise, Batman's fall and rebirth, Talia's shocking reveal, and that final sacrifice leading to peace and legacy.
It's quite a journey.
It really is. So maybe the final thought is, what defines a hero's real victory? Saving the city, or finding their own peace after inspiring others to continue the fight?
Does the symbol becoming bigger than the person count as the ultimate win?
And what's our own responsibility? To uphold hope in our own worlds, keep that positive legacy going.
Heavy questions to end on.
Definitely something to think about. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into The Dark Knight Rises. Maybe give it another watch with some of this in mind.
Until next time.